come back to my channel, and instead of doing RPG Sim or anything like that, I got the idea of maybe doing something a little different, and I thought, for fun, I'd go over my top 5 favorite current Roblox games on the website. I play these games pretty often, some more often than others, but these are just the 5 games that I find myself keep coming back to, at least within the last month. So at number 5, I'm going to put the game Speedrun 4. So some of you may know this game because it's kind of old and it's kind of classic. It's really fun to play, and since you know I'm a huge fan of speedrunning games such as RPG Sim and all the other stuff, of course I'm going to love a game called Speedrun 4. So what is this game? Basically what you do is there's many different tracks, I don't know what you want to call it, maps, sections, levels, stuff like that you need to beat as fast as possible in order to reach the end, and it gets really difficult later on the road, and it's super fun to play over and over again to see how much faster you can get. If you haven't played this game, I recommend you check it out because it is pretty fun and it's not that difficult. It is difficult once you get to like stage 28 and like the last 5 stages when it's supposed to be really difficult. But it's easy to learn, easy to get into, and you can easily just play for an hour, log off, maybe play for the next day for a little bit and try to beat your times. And it's not too serious of a game either, and it's something you can just play for a little bit and put down. You don't have to play it for a long period of time in order to have fun out of it, like a game like Galaxy or Starscape where you need to play it for a while in order to, have events happen. This game, hop in, play, once you're done playing, just get off and restart tomorrow. Teasing Sim is a casual game that you can play with friends. Me and McCoy play it a lot, but we typically just chat while kind of AFK in the game. Basically what you do in the game is your goal is to get the most evolutions as possible, the most infected population as possible, and the most infection points as possible. Basically you create a disease, and over time you can upgrade multiple different locations and areas, upgrade skills and perks, get carriers who spread your disease, spread it all across the world, get hats that give you bonus stats. There's a lot to the game. It's a very simple game, not very complicated, not a lot to it, but that's kind of why I like it, because I can just log on, play casually for a little bit. The game's not competitive either. It's really not, because there's nothing to really compete in the game. You just kind of play and chat for a bit with some friends, which is kind of why I like it. It's a bit more relaxing, a bit more calming than games like Arsenal, RPG Sim, Galaxy, any of those games where you're constantly having to pay attention on the action, or you're gonna lose something, and or you just have to concentrate to play. That's kind of the beauty of this game. You really don't need to, you pretty much don't do anything. It's a bit more of a hangout than a game in reality, but there's still a lot to do in the game, so it's still fun to play. Like, there is plenty to do, but it does get a little repetitive, which is why it's only at number 4. But overall, it's still a fantastic game, and if you haven't tried it, I really do recommend that everyone tries this game a little bit. Is it amazing? No. Is it bad? No. It's just fun, casual game you can play with friends every now and then and just chat it up. Alright, so at number 3, I have good old Critical Strike. So Critical Strike is one of those games I don't play very often, but I always acknowledge it as being one of my favorite games. But I still easily put Critical Strike at the number 3 spot, because every time I do play it, I often have a great time. It's very fun, arena, fighter style game where you just run around, kill all your opponents, do crazy fun combos, and it's very simple to learn. It's easy to pick up. You don't need to put that much time in the game to become good at it. I don't have very much time in the game, but I do win a lot of matches, I'd say, and it is really fun to play. Also, it's super fun to play with friends as well. My favorite part about the game is you can hop on every day and have a whole new experience every day, a whole new match, a whole new server, various different skill levels all the time. But then sometimes you do always get matched up with the god tier players that will just crush you instantly. That isn't as fun, but every game has a problem and you can't avoid it. There's a ton of different classes to choose from, that'll keep you coming back to the game over and over again. You can master 10s or 20s or 30s or 40s of different classes in the game. There really is a lot to do. Every day you could pick a new class to master and have a whole new experience with the game and a whole lot to learn and a whole lot to do. That's why this game is still at my number 3 spot, even if I don't actively play it a ton. It is overall just a fantastic game that I will always come back to, and if someone wants to play with me, I'll likely play it with you. Critical Strike, Great game, and I'll probably do a game night with Critical Strike on my server once I get my new computer, and it'll be easier to do that stuff. Alright, I'm gonna move on to my number 2 spot, which I'm gonna put Stardust at my number 2 spot. So Stardust it's a weird game. So there's not a lot to do in the game, but it is casually fun. It's kind of like Teasing Sim in my opinion. The game has it doesn't require a lot of skill. You basically fly forward, auto lock, hold down the mouse, and that's it. There's really not a whole lot to it, but there's a lot of ships you can unlock. There's a lot of cool maps. The atmosphere is pretty interesting. It's really fun to play. The only problem with the game for me is I can't run it at full quality right now because computer big bad and dying, but once I can, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this game quite a bit. It does seem a little bit like one of those mindless games that you just stand there and click, which is why it's not higher on my list and it's only at number 2, but the atmosphere it builds is amazing. The music, the ships, and everything, it's super fun to see multiple different known universes like Star Wars and Halo clashing it out in a massive space battlefield. There really is a lot of interesting combat situations that can happen, although the only thing in my opinion that brings the game back is I really struggle to see where you can get more skilled in the game, because basically all I see you do is you fly forward and you click and shoot. Please comment down below if I'm just completely missing the point in the game. Do I enjoy it? Yes, that's why it's number 2. I do greatly enjoy this game. It's super fun to casually play. It would probably be number 1 on my list if there was a little bit more skill gap and variety to it, like Galaxy or Starscape, but since there's not, and it's a pretty simple, pretty standard move forward and click and shoot, that's why it's at number 2, but it's still a great game and super aesthetic, and it looks visually pretty nice. Okay, so before I go to my number 1 pick for my top 5 current favorite games on the website, I'm going to go over an honorable mention. That is Starscape. The reason why Starscape has not been on this list yet is because I literally cannot play it at the moment because of my computer problems. Once I get the new computer going, I'm going to play a lot more of that game. That's also why you haven't seen Starscape videos from me in about a month. I just really can't do them right now. Alright, so with that mention, we're gonna go on to my number 1 pick for my number 1 favorite current game on the website. I bet you'll never guess it's RPG Simulator. Whoa, no way. Yes, RPG Simulator is my current favorite game on the website. Easily one of my favorite of all time on the website. Why do I like it? Well, I have 1,000 reasons why I like it. I love the community. So many of you guys are so awesome to interact with. I love the raids. I love the grind. I love the pets. There's just so many things I love about the game. I love the vanities, the abilities. My favorite thing is probably the runes. It's just so fun that you have all these different runes that switch up previously known abilities. Hurricane Azure, just so many super cool things. At the trading hall, market gold, there's just a lot of things I really enjoy about this game. And if you haven't played RPG Sim, I really recommend you play RPG Sim. I have a lot of gear guides on pretty much to help you get started in the game. If you have any questions, highly recommend you check those out if you need any help. But overall, if you haven't tried RPG Simulator yet, I recommend you do. It is a very fun game. I've put hundreds of hours into it. Super fun, super casual as well. It's not too hardcore. You can get pretty crazy hardcore into it, and I'll admit I have, but you don't have to. You can still casually play RPG Simulator and have it be a great time, and that's kind of why it's my number 1 pick. There's a lot of things you can do in it, and if you don't take the game too seriously, it's super fun. There are some problems with the game, of course, every game has them, but overall, it's a fantastic game. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 5 favorite current Roblox games. If you guys liked any of the games I mentioned, please leave a comment down below saying you agree. I'd also love to see your guys' top 5 lists down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Later.